Okay, I went for a baby walk to the edge of the neighborhood and back, but I'm not sure it's half a mile. It may only be a quarter of a mile to the edge of the neighborhood and back because the other stretch of road feels a lot longer. So, I walked a quarter of a mile. um, so I did walk. I'm trying to walk frequently this spring and summer because come winter, I'm going to be on a treadmill at best. But spring, summer, and fall, I'm going to try to walk. Um, but like I said, come winter, I'm going to be on a treadmill because going outside to walk in the winter is not smart unless you want to freeze. So I've tried it before. Like walking in the fall was okay, but walking um November, December, January, and February is not cool, basically. But I have walked in the winter outside in the past when I lived in Lexington because stuff was so close. There was an IHOP like right down the road from where I lived in an apartment. Um, I lived behind Henry Clay High School in an apartment um, off Dinsmore Drive. Um, and I could walk to Dollar Tree from where I was, and I could walk to IHOP, and I could walk to Home Goods, and I could walk to Office Depot, and a couple other stores were right there in a strip right before the IHOP. But I would always walk to the IHOP to get coffee. And I could walk the other way, and there was a Kroger downtown. And I could walk all the way downtown, but it was more of a walk to go downtown. To walk across to IHOP was only like half a mile. But if I walked the other way on the sidewalk, I would go downtown. And I would walk like 4 miles, maybe 3 miles. And I would be downtown. And I would get coffee at Starbucks inside the little Kroger there that was by the Henry Clay High School. Um, but you could walk to the bus stop. If you walked long enough, you could walk to the bus stop from where I lived. Um, you could walk to Dollar Tree, you could walk to a Dollar General, which was closer, and a Walgreens, which was closer. I would go to Walgreens quite frequently to buy candy and to buy orange juice sometimes. When I was sick and stuff like that, I would get orange juice from Walgreens. But I would go walking through Dollar General quite frequently, and buy Laffy Taffy there. Um, because I felt like if I went in, I needed to buy something occasionally. So like once a week, I would go buy something there. And the other 4 or 5 days, I would go there and just walk around. But I felt like I needed to buy something from them to constantly be in their store, walking around. So like once a week, I would buy something from them. But I would go to IHOP quite frequently and buy coffee. Um, I miss living in Lexington because it was just, it was really easy to live there because you could walk everywhere you needed to go. I miss those apartments, but they had a wooden balcony thing, which I wondered about the maintenance on it. I wondered when it was gonna like give way on us and we were just gonna fall. the wooden balcony was going to give way. Um, but it never did. Um, but it makes you wonder how long it had been up. And that's all there was to the apartments, was a wooden balcony with steps. And it went to like 4 or 5 floors of apartments. So we were always wondering when it was going to give way, or when we were going to get a splinter, especially. But so that was my living in Lexington. Like I said, I really miss it. It was an apartment and it was close to everything. It was easy to go shopping. It was easy to eat. You could go to Kroger. If you were willing to walk 3 miles, you could get to Kroger. Or you could take the bus and go to Kroger for $1.50 if you were me, because I'm on Medicare. But we could take the bus to Kroger. And that was convenient. To be able to get groceries for the apartment. Take a bus, a 10-minute ride on a bus to Kroger, and take a 10-minute ride back. And they let you have 2 or 3, 4 bags on the bus. So you could have grocery bags on the bus. Many people did. That was really convenient. Yeah, that's one of my favorite places that I've lived, is Dinsmore Drive. And it wasn't because the apartment was all that spectacular. It's because it was well maintained. The lady that maintained the apartments constantly had Black Diamond Roach Control come in. Every week they would be there. And she thoroughly made sure the apartment was clean between visitors, between, tenants. Before us, the carpets were well cleaned. I don't think they were brand new, but they were well cleaned. And everything in the apartment was well cleaned, but it was just a studio. So it was a room and a bathroom and a kitchen. All kind of, there was a wall between the room and the kitchen. But that door frame area went to the bathroom and the kitchen. So it was a studio. But like I said, we did get a roach or two in there, but it was controlled. You could tell. And I didn't have too much stuff when I lived there, for a studio. And like I said, it was one of my favorite places to live. It may be my very favorite place that I've ever lived. My second favorite place that I've ever lived is here in Frankfort. It's Michelle, watched us, our apartment at 302 Sequoia Trail in Frankfort. That's my second favorite place that I've ever lived. And it's only second because we had wasps that came inside. Otherwise, it would be roundabout be my first. The carpet was dirtier from where we accepted dirty carpet going in. To some extent, it was stained anyway. And it wasn't brand new. I accepted dirty carpet going in, and I knew that there was wasps, but we got wasps inside too. But that place stayed clean too. And it was nice. It was reasonably refurbished. Like, the kitchen cabinets were reasonably new. The kitchen countertops were reasonably new. The kitchen floor was reasonably new. The kitchen floor was brand new. The floor by the door, there was a square. It was brand new, but it was made with tiles that come up, and that they chipped. They were like stick-on flooring, and so was the kitchen was stick-on flooring, but it didn't chip. But it chipped in the entryway. So anyway, that's my second favorite place that I've lived. And it's probably just because, like I said, the wasps and the carpet. Other than that, the maintenance was right on. And Dinsmore, the maintenance was right on. I called them for I forget what it was, but it was something to do with the sink in the bathroom. And they were there that night, at Dinsmore. They had a maintenance guy that controlled he watched over the apartments, and he was constantly on duty. But he came and cleaned up the kitchen sink that night, and I had no problems with the drainage in that apartment. I got hairballs in the shower, of course, but they got those out easily. I had no problems with the drainage in that apartment. I had no problems with the kitchen sink. I just had that one problem with the bathroom sink. I had no problems with the fridge, no problems with the microwave, no problems with the lights. It was a nice place to live. No problems with the air conditioning or the heating. I don't know where they kept their hot water heater. That was weird, because that's a place that I don't know where they kept the hot water heater. I knew where they kept it at Sequoia Trail. It was in the laundry room. But at Dinsmore, I don't know where they kept the hot water heater. But like I said, I never had a problem with it. Never had problems with leaks in either of those places. I had a leak in the kitchen sink in Sequoia Trail, but they fixed it. I had a leak from the toilet in Sequoia Trail, but they fixed it immediately. I had a leak in the Sequoia Trail from the hot water heater, but it had to be replaced, which got done within about a day. They were very prompt. So I noticed that. And so those two places, I lived like a queen. I mean, those places were nice charge rent. Like they charged like no rent. They charged like, I think Dinsmore charged $720 a month, and Sequoia Trail charged $650 a month, if I'm recalling correctly what they charged. But Dinsmore paid my water, I believe, too, and my electric, and the bug maintenance, and everything was included in that $720. In the $650, they didn't include electric. Oh, they didn't include electric. They included water and trash. And Dinsmore had a trash dumpster out front. So that was there. So anyway, those are my two favorite places that I've ever lived, and that's why they were my favorite. On Sequoia Trail, Frankfort, I could get places by bus. There was a bus route really close. I could walk there in like less than 5 minutes to the bus stop. They were both by the bus stops, so that was cool.